What's up, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jillian Quainoo. I'm a dietitian, and I help people to learn how to live a healthy lifestyle guilt-free. And today we're doing part 2 to why your healthy lifestyle is not working out for you. I encourage you to look out for part 1 of this video. It will be in the description box, and I talk about everything from dieting and why it hasn't worked to finding meals that are quick and easy that can work for you. I talk about self-care. I talk about a bunch of different things. So I encourage you to look out for that video in the description box. Now, today we're doing a part 2, and we're going to be going a little bit deeper into reasons why your healthy lifestyle might not be working. And these might be some that you might have not heard from someone, let alone a dietitian, before. So I'm just going to put that out there. And a little bit of it might be triggering for some people. So if it is triggering for you, stop the video if necessary, take a pause, do whatever you need to do so that way you can still be comfortable. Okay, so today we're going to be talking a little bit about mental health. Like I said, this can be triggering for some, so do whatever you need to do. And I'm talking about mental health because this is still a silent struggle for a lot of people. And to be honest with you, more people have experienced it than even would like to admit to it. I know I've had my own challenges with mental health, and because there's still so much stigma around mental health, not only in our country, but around the world, it can be hard for people to even notice when it is happening. Okay, so I'll just tell you a quick little bit about me. So I've had my own struggles with mental health because I grew up with childhood trauma, experiencing abuse and witnessing folks who had drug addiction and domestic violence, all different types of craziness going on. So when I came into adulthood, I started to have anxiety and I started to experience some depression, but I didn't know what I was experiencing. I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that there was a problem. Now, thankfully, I was able to do some things to really work through it, and it's been a journey. So I'll stop there. It's been a journey. So it's not something that, like, one day, aha, I figured it out. Now I feel better. No, no. It's definitely been a journey of well over a decade. Okay. But I did various things to help. And because of that, because of that life experience, it's given me a broader, a more holistic perspective to a healthy lifestyle. Okay. So I just want to start off there. So, how does mental health affect your lifestyle? Well, let's talk about some of the things that we did mention last week. And like I said, I encourage you to watch that video. But mental health affects every aspect of your life. Let's talk about self-care. Okay. Self-care is a big part of how your health goes. Okay. Talking about sleep. I'm talking about your ability to be intentional about what you eat. I'm talking about your ability to be able to stop and think about what you need. If you are struggling with PTSD, if you're struggling with still trying to work out childhood trauma, if you're experiencing some other mental health challenges going on, it can be very hard to practice self-care. And I've experienced this time and time again with clients that I've met with, other people who've just asked me casually questions about dieting and health and all that stuff. For many people, it doesn't start with food. There's something else going on, okay? And even if you eat the quote unquote stellar healthy lifestyle, you always got vegetables on your plate. You eat a salad before every meal. You only drink water. You don't even touch desserts or sweets. Does that necessarily mean that you have a healthy lifestyle? Well, it means that you have some parts that are, that you've figured out how to work through in a way that may work for you, but there may be some other things going on there. Okay. Sometimes people, they use healthy eating as a way to try to bring some control to their life. And now I know I've experienced this before myself, where I did feel that way because I felt like so much of my life was all over the place. I feel like, well, if I have this food thing together, then I can get my life under control. And now I feel safe because now I feel like I can create the life that I want. If that's something that you've ever experienced, feel free to share in the comments if you feel comfortable, because I want people to know that this is more common than you think. Like I said, I even experienced that, and I've witnessed other people who have experienced that as well. So what are some things you can do if you're struggling with mental health care? Well, I want to start here and say this. I'm not a mental health therapist. I'm just sharing my advice as a dietitian and my own personal experience. But I will say, if you can, if you have access to it, try to find some mental health therapy if you can. Now, I know there may be some people that can't afford it, even if they have insurance that covers it. And I know I've been there before where my insurance covered it technically, but I still had to pay the deductible first, or I had to, pay a copay that was too expensive with my current budget. And if that is you, these are a few things that you can do. I would encourage you at least to start off with this. There is something known as the warm line, and I'll try to, link some information in this video for it, but also in the description box. And the warm line is available for people who just need someone to talk to. You don't have to be in a crisis to log onto the warm line. It's just a space where you can go and you can talk to someone else and just vent, share with them about what's going on with your life. And sometimes that's the first place to start. And they they might even be able to send you some information and some resources so that way you can get connected to someone else on a more one-on-one, counseling basis. So I'll link some information about the warm line, but that is something available through text and through phone call. And I always tell people to go there because, like I said, so many of us are struggling in secret and we don't want to tell anyone. So the warm line can be a great place to start. Okay. Now, outside of that, there are some other things I want to talk about with mental health. Now, to be honest with you, I have a little experience with mental health, but like I said, I'm not a mental health therapist. I'm not a licensed counselor. I'm not a social worker. I'm not any of those things. I'm just sharing my experience. But I did take do some training in mental health while I was in school. And one thing that I discovered is that mental health is still something that the clinical world, the mental health world, is trying to understand. There are so many parts about it that they still don't understand. They don't know what comes first. Is it environmental? Is it just caused by trauma? Is it something that's biological? Is it a combination of all these different things? Is it a generational thing? They're not really sure because literally it varies from person to person. There can be one person who experiences one trauma and they are technically quote unquote fine. And then there's somebody else who didn't experience necessarily any trauma, but they feel like every single day is a day where they feel out of control and feel unsafe. So I just want to say that, like, at least from what I've read, that's what the climate is, and because of that, you'll find tons of different perspectives on mental health care. One source that I like that's pretty good is the holistic psychologist. She tries to give a more holistic approach to therapy and to counseling and to healing through trauma, and I like that. But you may find that another resource works good for you, and that's fine as well because we all need different things. But I encourage you to look into that. Now, just a little bit about mental health and trauma and all that. Like I said, I experienced a lot of trauma myself, and I found that there were two things that were really affecting me when it came to the trauma. The first one was that I was raised in an environment where I was taught that as long as you smile and pray and act like everything is okay, then your life will go on. But let me tell you right now, that did not happen. And even though I was eating the healthy foods, on the inside, I was not okay. Now, why are these things important to talk about? Okay, they're important to talk about because our health, our hormones, our weight. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I just had a little cough there. I don't know if I breathed in some dust or whatever, but I was trying to say our weight, our sleep, all of these things are affected by more than just what we eat. Okay. If you are experiencing a lot of stress, just continual stress, day after day after day after day after day, you know what that can do? That can cause your cortisol to be increased. And I talked about this in the first video as well. So like I said, please watch the first one to really get all the information. But when your cortisol increases, guess what that does? That can increase your blood sugar. That can cause you to gain more weight. That can make it harder for you to sleep. That can increase your chances of getting certain cancers or getting other illnesses just from this. In fact, there's something known as ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences. I forgot what the S stands for, but I'll share the information on this video as well. But ACEs is a test that someone came up with. I forgot the name, but like I said, I'll link all the information to help people understand how childhood trauma has affected them. And what they found out was that people who have a certain number of childhood traumatic experiences, it increases their chances of heart disease, diabetes, and other illnesses. Okay, so you're spending all this time trying to look up all these YouTube videos on how to eat a green diet, how to do the lemon juice diet, how to do the keto diet, how to go vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian or all this different stuff, but you haven't dealt with the foundational issue. Okay, and like I said, I had to do this myself. So I encourage you to take that time to think about those things. Okay, what do I need to deal with? And I'm not telling you like today, today I have decided I am not going to be bothered by trauma anymore. No, no, it is a journey. It's a journey, y'all. It's a journey. It took me over 15 years to deal with some stuff, and even longer than that, because like stuff happened to me and I didn't even know how to process it. I was a child. I was a child. Okay. It took me a long time to deal with stuff. And you may even find that as you deal with your traumas, no matter what age you were, you may deal with one trigger and then another trigger shows up because you're in a new level in your life, you're in a new place, whatever it may be, and now you're triggered all over again. Okay, that's all part of it too. And that's why I want us to see our lifestyle as something that is a journey, something that we are continually growing and continually working through. It's something that I am continually working through myself. And that's why a guilt approach to health does not work. Telling yourself, I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna do that exercise. I know I need to be doing this. I know I need to be doing that. What is that doing? What does that do to yourself? Just continually telling yourself, I know I need to do it. You know what you're basically telling yourself? I'm I never get it right. I know I never get it right. I know I don't know what I'm doing. I know I should be doing this. I know I see the other person doing this, but I'm not doing that. That's what you're continually telling yourself subconsciously. And I want you to shift your perspective from that to a different perspective of understanding, you know what? I'm dealing with the foundational stuff. I'm breaking through things that have never been broken before. I'm rearranging the way my children will be raised. I'm rearranging the way that my lifestyle will be. I'm going to look at things differently. I'm walking on a different path. It's going to take me a while, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that it's really hard to talk about this right now. I'm okay with the fact that I'm just going to take this little step. And I'm okay with the fact that I'm not even okay right now. I'm at least going to talk about it. I'm at least going to journal about it. I'm at least going to say something about it. Okay. I want you to start thinking of it that way. So the next time you look at your lifestyle and you're like, I'm failing, I'm doing everything wrong, why is it like this? I want you to think about that, because our health is more than what we eat. And that's what I want you all to realize. So if you want to find more information, I talk about this a little more in depth too on my blog. Just type in I always get confused. JillianQ.co/blog. And I have a blog titled Struggling with a Healthy Lifestyle. This may be why. And I talk about all these things that I mentioned in part 1 and part 2. But I encourage you to do that. And like I said, this is a journey. You may find that it's really hard to deal with some things, and that's okay, because like I said, it was really hard for me to deal with some things. Just take it a little bit at a time, see what you can do, but understand that instead of trying to do the next diet, okay, instead of trying to do that, we're just going to slowly start to work on that foundation to make this foundation strong again, to make it strong again, make it strong again. Now, if this is something that you're struggling with, I want to say this. I want to say that, listen, this video is not for you to watch and then find another thing to be like, okay, now I got to get this together. I got to deal with childhood trauma now. I got to erase it from my life. It's not like that. It's not something that you attack to erase from your life. It's understanding the foundation so you know how to address yourself, address your lifestyle in a way that will help you, okay? That will help you. So what are some things I want you to do? I want you to think of your lifestyle, of your healthy lifestyle. I want you to think of your life now as a journey rather than an event. So often when people who are struggling with a healthy lifestyle, they're looking at their diet as an event. Okay, if I can get to this point, to this date, to this weight on this time period, then I will be good. Then I will be healthy, rather than looking at it like a journey. Okay, looking at it like, you know what, I'm working through this right now. I don't have it figured out, but I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep on learning. I'm going to keep on trying different things, asking different people, seeing what I can discover. we should be on a continual process of discovering about ourselves, discovering about the things that we like, discovering about the things we don't like, discovering the types of people we like to be connected with, discovering healthy relationships. Just a continual process, because life is constantly changing. We don't stay stagnant. Even if we don't want life to change, listen, this body's going to change, this hair color is going to change, this skin is going to change, things change. So I encourage you to start there by just telling yourself, this is a lifestyle. Okay, this is a lifestyle. So I encourage you to go to my website, jillianq.co/blog, and go to my blog. And I have a bunch of different free resources on there under the blog. If you go to the blog titled Struggling with a Healthy Lifestyle, this may be why, I have more information about the different things that I've been talking about today. But like I said, I encourage you to go to the warm line. If you don't know where to start, if you don't have a therapist to talk to, anything like that, I encourage you to go there. But thank you so much for joining me today for this video. If this video helped you today or encouraged you, please give it a like and a thumbs up, and feel free to share it with a friend and comment, so that way this information can continually be shared with other people. It'll help the YouTube algorithm to know that people like this content, because I want this information to be out to others. And please make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification, so that way you get all the notifications when a new video is out. And you can follow me at Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at jillianq.co. So thank you all so much and have a great day. Adios.